Good morning, everybody. Um, this is Babu Raipudi, Director Bricks Academy. I have come up with a very important video, especially for the students who are writing IPCC exam. Right now, under the new structure of CA scheme, it is actually called as CA Intermediate. If you want to clear CA Intermediate or IPCC in the first attempt, I came up with certain techniques. I think these techniques would definitely help you, guys. Most of the time students will come to this course with a lot of expectations, lot of ambition, a lot of vigor and enthusiasm, but after 3 or 4 months they keep going in a downward trend, and they will not be able to attain this or achieve this in first attempt. So I want you actually to guide about certain principles, certain steps, certain techniques through which you can definitely achieve this, because I have seen a lot of students who are below average, but they could crack CA in the first attempt, not only IPCC but also CA final or anything. So trust me, in the almost 19-20 years of experience in teaching, I would definitely guide you as to what kind of mistakes students are committing, because of which they are not able to achieve this course. This is most lucrative, most wanted, obviously a highly standardized qualification, so this requires outstanding performance, but it does not mean this is impossible to everybody. This is possible. So let's go ahead with this. uh, if you want, every student wanted to crack CA Inter exam in first attempt, so obviously it is not as difficult as you think, because everybody, first of all, when they come to CA, first they think yes, it's going to be very difficult. The moment you start thinking that it is difficult, it will become difficult, or it has become difficult. So I'm telling you, be ambitious, be enthusiastic, that you must have committed so many mistakes at foundation level and at any level of CA. That is okay, but following these tips definitely would help you to clear CA Intermediate, that is IPCC, in the first attempt. Alright, first one and very important thing, in other words, I can say, in any professional course, because a lot of students across the country preparing for CA, preparing for CS, preparing for ACCA or CMA, any professional qualification requires you to study every day. If in case you don't study every day, what happens? You think nothing happens. You will develop a lot of tension and you will not be able to sit for the examination. My sincere request, the moment you are in this kind of a qualification, make a habit of reading every day. The second important thing is, most of the time what happens, you read, but where is the question of revision? Where is the question of review? Have you reviewed? Have you revised it properly? You did not. Then you have to, guys, you have to wake up and start reviewing that previous study. Suppose Monday I studied something and I will not study again even for a month or 2 months, otherwise I'll start only reading it for for the sake of exam, because when the coaching centers or institutes are conducting exam, you will try to read only at that point of time. That doesn't work. Remember, whatever has been studied, if you really want to avoid confusion, my sincere request, the very next day you have to have a schedule to revise it. If in case not in the next day, every Sunday or every week one day, make sure you have a time to revise this. The third one, most of us, you, me, everybody in this world, if you're not addicted to Facebook, if you're not addicted to WhatsApp, if you are not addicted to watching videos on YouTube, it could be motivational or it could be personal, it could be anything. But I'm telling you, don't you think that we, at this point of time, being a student, we kill a lot of time on watching or on spending on these things? My sincere advice, as long as you are there in professional courses, I'm not saying don't use, I'm saying that try to minimize the time that you are spending on these social media, and try to plan. I mean, internet has to be used, yes, for few things, but those things should not be at the cost of your studies. So try minimizing the time. So what happens is, actually these kind of things disturb you a lot. So you see some picture, you see some comment on somebody, you see somebody being insulted, you see somebody is insulting you, and you keep liking and they keep liking. You know what, our mindset will be deviated very fast because of these things. So make sure that you avoid all these things. The fourth, the next important thing is study during with. Generally, when the holidays are given, BCom students or any other graduate or MBA students would be, would be so excited to enjoy the holidays. But being a professional student, the first thing that is very important for you to be successful in this field is that you have to sacrifice holidays. At least during those days, I've seen a lot of students who have secured ranks in CA and CS. They used to literally, I'm not saying that you have to be a bookworm or something. I'm not saying that you should not enjoy your holidays, but 24 hours, obviously, at least 10 hours if you could make, and definitely it makes some change. The next thing is keep confidence. Most of the time, what happens, somebody tells you that I could not clear, immediately, sorry, it's very difficult. Somebody tells you that it's so and so. I'm telling you guys, I have so many people in this country who have come from engineering background, who have come from, in other words, science background, who have come from arts background, and they are, I'm telling you, and they have written so many times. And many a times they did not lose their confidence, and they tried their level best. Every time they had only one thing in mind, that yes, I have to become CA, I have to become CS, so on and so forth. So you have to keep confidence on yourself. Look at TN Manoharan, a very inspiring person. I mean his lifestyle, the way he achieved, the way he motivated people, the way he has set an example or a benchmark for any CA student to achieve something in this field. So try to be confident, because it's not as difficult, it is not as impossible as you think. Because don't go by the people words. I will show you the people who are ordinary or below ordinary, who have come up in life clearing this course long back. Set a small target. This I will tell you, because if you want to complete a big course, if you want to complete a big syllabus, obviously you need to have a clarity as to every day, like let's say so and so subject, this is the topic, so and so subject, this is the topic, this is the chapter. So every month, so you like weekly timetable, daily timetable, and quarterly, monthly, etc. So because most of you, when you are in CA second level, you hardly have 3 months to study, because rest of the months mostly you will be spending a lot of time on coaching and other things. So therefore, my sincere request is that you have to set a small target every day, every week, every Sunday, like this. So if you have that small targets in a month of various subjects, what chapter is to be studied, what area is very difficult, what area is very easy, in this way if you could plan, I'm telling you, things will definitely work out for you. Next important thing is, yes, I'm not saying just because you're in CA, just because you are in a professional qualification, it does not mean you have to go on reading and reading and reading and reading and reading. And I'm telling you, in this process, you will be stressed out a lot, and because of that stress, sometimes when you could not take up the examination and you feel so bad, and you start blaming yourself, you start blaming every system, you start blaming surroundings, you start blaming all the mundane circumstances, and I'm telling you that is not good, because this is a profession which generally takes a lot of time. The only reason, I'm not saying you have to wait for 10 years, I'm only saying it takes time, in the sense it takes your personal time. So therefore, sometimes you have to, if you want to relieve yourself from the stress that you have been following a strict timetable, take a break and make sure you start spending a quality time with the family members, with the friends, and not trying to deviate yourself. Don't try to spend time with negative people, but try to spend time with positive people who could actually tell you and guide you, etc. Otherwise, go for a movie or something like whatever I have mentioned here. These things, if you could do, definitely will start living. So that is what is called a discipline in life. You have to have all things in life, but at the same time, you start giving importance to one thing, and the other things you have neglected. So ultimately, your personality progress will be affecting. Healthy mind, obviously, here this is very important. I'm not saying every CA student has to muscle builder, or he has to go to gym or do some exercise so that he or she is going to be healthy. No, I'm not saying. I have one, I mean, I have studied in many books that if you want to be healthy, if you want to be positive minded, then you have to be fit and healthy. So make sure that health is also taken care, because sometimes you eat wherever you want to eat, and you sleep whenever you want to sleep, and this disorder in terms of food, disorder in terms of sleeping, disorder in terms of going away from the main track or main timetable will hit you very bad. So make sure this is taken care. So proper exercise, proper food, proper care on your health is very important if you really want to crack these kind of exams, because these exams require your personal attention, mental growth, and overall personality development. Quality versus quantity. I'm telling you how many hours. I told you you have to read every day. Just for the sake, I told you from the day one, if you want to read, you read at least 2 to 3 hours. But it does not mean 2 hours reading is sufficient. Sometimes certain chapters, my sincere advice, when you take up a topic, make sure you finish the topic and have a commitment towards that. It's like Babu sir told, like 2 hours study is enough every day, so therefore I have studied, so I got up. No, that is not the case, dear. Most of the time what happens is it's basically the quality. Certain times, certain topics which were explained on that day could be understood very easily just in 30 minutes or 40 minutes. That's okay, fine, but it does not mean that. I'm only saying that you have to be consistent, you have to be very religious in reading every day and making sure you have a track of everything what you are reading, because this is not a course like BCom or MCom. This is a course where people are expecting certain knowledge, certain amount of commitment, etc., etc. Therefore my sincere request, so focus on quality, how much you understood, what concepts are very important, what concepts you are not clear, and sit and try to understand the concept and get up. Unless and until you don't understand, make sure that you don't make an effort to disturb the study hour whenever you started. Stop thinking too much. A lot of students I could see many a time what do, they think so much. Array, this is very difficult. Array, this takes a lot of time. Array, tax provisions not that easy. Law provisions not that easy. Array, auditing very so many standards are there. This, that, etc., etc. These things, these things will disturb your mind so much. People say, yeah, based on my experience, when I was preparing or somebody is preparing, she will share her or his experience saying that yeah, we took a lot of time. It does not mean the same thing will. You are different and they're different. So stop thinking too much about this or about anything and just go ahead with the timetable. Just go ahead with reading the syllabus. Just go ahead with whatever book that is given by ICA Institute or any institute for that matter, even if you are in CS. Make sure those books which are given to you, just keep reading. And do not listen to the people too much. When you listen to the people too much, you will start thinking so much that will give you a lot of stress. Schedule to success. I'm telling you, my most of the successful people, maybe this becomes ridiculous because everybody tells you wake up in the morning, but I'm telling you guys, this really works. You have to be an early bird. If you're not an early bird, and if that habit is not synchronized into your body or into your personality, if it is not a regular habit that you wake up early in the morning and start reading, this will definitely have a negative impact on your memory, on your brain, on your activities, on your knowledge, so many things. This is the first step. In fact, any professional student, if he wants to be successful, this is the first step. In fact, he or she has to follow. Wake up in the morning, have a schedule, day wise, make sure those 2-3 hours study is not at all disturbed no matter what. Stop liking or loving people at this age. I know this, you will not like it when I say, because young people, obviously you will start having an impression on some people, so you will start thinking about people so much. My dear guys, of course I'm not saying it is bad, but can you balance it? If you can't balance, if you think that the studies are going to be disturbed, if you think that your focus is affected because people are disturbing you, my sincere advice, just 3 or 4 years until you finish this particular course. My sincere advice, make sure stay away in liking people. You like your parents here, you like your God, you like your friends, it's okay. I'm not saying liking is something different. Taking them seriously, when you take them seriously, every word, every discussion, every moment you spent with them will be a big issue, because your mind will be diverted. You will not be able to concentrate on what you are supposed to achieve. Never have a question mark about. First of all, I always like in strategic management concept, you must have studied something that every company should have a vision. So therefore, individuals are not an exception. You guys are supposed to have a vision statement. You don't know what you exactly want to do after becoming CA. This is going to create a lot of problems. So make sure that you will have a vision statement very clearly, and you have a strong vision, big vision. You will start working towards it, and you will surely achieve something without any hesitation. That's it, guys. I hope that this video would definitely help you during the preparation of examination, and you are in a professional course, whether it is CA or CS or CMA, whatever. So certain level of commitment is very important. So make sure that you follow these tips. Definitely you will be on track. Have a disciplined study, have a focused study, do not think negative, do not listen to people so much, and do not go by the failure people. Always go by the successful people. Share, read nice books, and get to know how people have been successful in this course. Every now and then keep having a track on what you exactly have been studying, have you understood, etc., etc. Have a good day. Thank you so much.